I was born in Jerusalem. This is a place where division and conflict are as old as the city itself. I've devoted my life to breaking down the walls that divide Israelis and Palestinians here. For me, that means making space for us to listen. Can you tell me a little bit about the daily life Israelis go through?
Have you got attacked here by settlers?
Can you tell us a little bit of what's happening? The most familiar face of this conflict are these dramatic images of violence. But the real life, day-to-day impact here goes much deeper. For many Israelis, it's a constant sense of insecurity and fear.
A bus stop that's 10 minutes from my house got bombed 3 times, got blown up.
For Palestinians, it's a deep feeling of oppression and injustice.
On my own land, I'm not allowed to have running water. I'm not allowed to have electricity.
These personal narratives are at the heart of this conflict.
I moved here when I was 15 to Jerusalem. Within the first couple of months of moving here, there were 3 people stabbed within my neighborhood and several cars burnt outside of my house. I went into terrible shock. Every time, as a kid, as a 15-year-old, I would go to school, I constantly looked behind me because I was convinced I was going to be stabbed, I was going to be killed.
In a way, we've gotten used to living in a country that's not safe. So there's a certain stress level that we accept. There's a certain danger level that we accept as our daily lives that we shouldn't.
I had a terrible nightmare as a kid that everyone was just going to come and torch our house. That sense of fear of being destroyed and annihilated is with everybody all the time.
You cannot plan for the next day. The moment you wake up in the morning, you want to open the tap and make a cup of tea, there is no water. Then you want to bring your children to school, just as a normal family in any area of the world. Then you face a roadblock. Or if not a roadblock, you face a checkpoint. You face this reality on the ground day by day, so you feel them like they are not living their childhood as children.
The Israelis attack Gaza from the sky by F-16. Any building can be destroyed, any car can be bombed at any time. My children were asking about what is happening here. I couldn't answer that question. I don't know what to say. It was a problem for me to go to my work, to go to the hospital, because every time they say, please, Dad, don't go to the work, we are afraid. They were afraid about me to be injured.
It makes me terrified to think that my children are going to have to serve in the army and are going to have to go through the same kind of experiences, and that we're just not going to grow and change the situation for the better.
You know, every human being on this earth dreams of being independent, has, live in dignity and in freedom with all neighbors. So I don't want my children to grow up the way I grew up.
For sure, there is the end of the story. The end of the story, it's said that 2 nations, the Palestinian and the Israeli, should have the agreement and should find the solution for this conflict.
I think that at the end of the day, people are people, and we only want to live in peace. And we want to feel safe in our homes and safe in our streets. Somewhere inside, there's the hope that we can live side by side.
They don't know each other as human beings. We know each other as enemies, you know. We cannot overcome hatred with hatred. You know, you cannot overcome evil with evil.
I grew up protesting in these roads. My brother was arrested and he was taken to Israeli jail. I was 10 years old when he died. My experience here showed me that you can't watch a conflict and do nothing about it. You must act to make a difference. These people are so divided. I try to create ways for them to find common ground. Children on the opposite sides of this conflict rarely meet. I've organized a soccer game to bring them together on the same field. Each team has both Israelis and Palestinians. This is Muhammad, this is Yusuf. Yes! This soccer game might not change the world. They actually might not even leave it, being friends. However, they will learn that those on the other side are also human beings, just like them. I don't want them to grow up just thinking of themselves and the other as enemies, but rather seeing the possibility, the potential of what can be created here.